Because the moment you get very efficient, very orderly, you fall into the groove and there you stay. Which doesn't mean we are advocating inefficiency. Are we individuals? Or our whole consciousness, which says I'm an individual, our whole consciousness, which we think is individual, is the individual, is that consciousness separate from you or from another? You understand? You say as an individual that your consciousness is separate from the other. Is that so? We are questioning, we're not saying it is not. Is that so? Or your consciousness is similar, modified but similar to the consciousness of every human being in the world. Right? He suffers, goes through a terrible time, tortured, poverty, penury, and so on, so on. Just like you. Right? Are we aware of this? That's a fact. You might not like it. You might say, well, I prefer my own individuality. I have different character from somebody else. Character is shaped by your conditioning and so on, so on. They say exactly the same thing in India. I'm different because my name is different, my form is different, my characteristics are different. I have certain tendency, this, that, the other. I belong to a certain class of people. I know their whole rational explanation for maintaining individuality. But when you look at it very carefully, patiently, observing what is actually going on, human consciousness is similar, modified by their different cultures, outwardly, on the skin of the consciousness as it were, but inwardly the same current. It's the same ground on which every human being stands. This is logical, objective, same. So, you are not an individual. That's very difficult to accept. It's like being brought up as a Catholic or a Protestant or a Buddhist and so on. It's very difficult for them to see that that religion has been invented, put together by thought. You are being programmed like a computer, and you repeat. And it's very difficult to point out and deeply accept that all religions are put together by thought, and thought is never sacred. Whatever the symbols, the pictures, the images thought has created, those symbols are never sacred, because thought itself is a very small affair. Right? So similarly, it's very difficult for us to accept that we are not individuals. And if you are not an individual, is it not possible to be much more serious, much more concerned with the whole of humanity, of which you are. From that feeling of wholeness of mankind, right action comes. When you feel utterly, totally responsible for your action as a human being, who is the rest of humanity, out of that feeling comes right behavior. It's not individual behavior. When there is this feeling that you are whole of humanity, not intellectual, but the feeling in your heart, in your depth of your being, then how can you kill another? No, sir. How can then you be self-centered? And if you are an individual, which is an illusion as far as the speaker is concerned, then you act as a human being, separate, fragmented, broken up. And out of that fragmentation you act. And therefore breed more conflict. This is what's happening. Look what they are doing politically in the world. For God's sake, see all this. Each country concerned with itself, competing with other countries. And that's the job of the politicians to sustain this, because otherwise they will lose their jobs. So, it is only when you feel utterly, totally responsible for the whole of mankind, in that feeling is love. And when there is love, you will not do a thing to destroy another human being. And that is right action, right behavior, right thinking. We know that asking how to sustain awareness is a wrong question, since awareness is movement, is moment to moment. But does the capacity of awareness develop, getting stronger and stronger in endurance? And is this what you mean by awakening of intelligence? If so, does this not imply process? We know that asking how to maintain awareness is a wrong question. Don't put it there. Since awareness is from moment to moment. But does the capacity of awareness develop, getting stronger and in endurance? And is this what you mean by the awakening of intelligence? If so, does this not imply a process? Oh, my Lord. It's hot.